What instantly kills the vibe at a party? Someone putting the big light on. Gotta turn the lights down and keep things sexy. And then when the host wants to go to bed, they just snap on the lights, kill the music and watch. Everyone scatter like cockroaches. That's what I would do if I want to go to bed but the party was still going. I'm not about to have a bunch of people in my house. Partying when I'm knocked out. You could always pull a Dean Martin and call the cops to break up your own party. Aggressive drunks. I think the S is needed. A single, aggressive drunk can be headed off. The party can pinball them around the place and make them feel special. D, and, if not, push them into a ditch. Multiple aggressive drunks? GTFO. Now, you underestimate the power of an aggressive drunk with a sprinkle of insanity. Went to a small cozy wedding party and one of the guests, sister of the groom, brought her boyfriend of 5 months. Funny guy, easy to talk to, all cool until suddenly shit hit the fan entirely. The guy became incoherent, threatened to rape the married couple's toddler if they don't stop pissing him off. Then got told off as everyone was rightfully pissed, ran out of the garden hut away from the property, threw himself to the floor and started simulating some kind of seizure, all while his girlfriend suffered a major panic attack through all of it out of guilt and shame. Party ended with an ambulance and a police car. Jesus dude. Hopefully that was the last time he was around that group. I don't know how anyone could recover their reputation after threatening a toddler like that. Yeah. The girlfriend broke up with him pretty soon after and he was prohibited from entering their house, forcing him to spend the night at the police station. Sounds like he got off lightly. Yeah, I'm surprised he left in an ambulance or police car instead of a bag after a comment like that. That's some shit you'd hear a very angry 12-year-old say in a video game lobby, never out of a grown man's mouth in person. You underestimate the party value of well-placed aggressive drunks. Went to this wedding where the bride was literally drunk under the table talking about how the groom was really bad at sex, so his sister, only slightly less drunk, tried to stop that. They ended up half naked in the fountain with clumps of hair extensions floating like some obscene confetti. Third best wedding I have been to. They have an awesome kid now and there are no hard feelings. Please tell me about the top 2 weddings. One had tearaway pants on the groom with fur-trimmed booty shorts while his wife had a ridiculously elaborate choreographed dance. Both were surprised, as well as a 300 lb man doing the worm on the dance floor with his balls out, multiple party crashers, and, oh yay, they lost the ring. The other was a beautiful wedding at a vineyard. Until last minute, no deposit back. The father of the bride wanted to cancel. He didn't pay for anything front or back end. So in 2 weeks the wedding moved across the country to be by his trailer park and was a massive shit show with multiple maids of honor, one of whom was violently ill and like 12 months pregnant. The food was a 14-year-old girl that wasn't related making as many pizzas as fast as possible. The father of the bride also demanded his wife stop with the last-minute prep that day to get him some fried chicken. At the wedding he fell downstairs and was sort of left there after it seemed like he was just a drunken asshole with a concussion. The groomsmen tried really hard to distract people by tap dancing. None of them had any tap experience whatsoever. Then the wedding party took turns laying under the igloo coolers of jungle juice, whiskey, and cheap wine slushy and got plastered. The crying girl that needs everyone to console her. Get out of the bathroom, there's a line forming. I remember I was at a party once and this girl did that, but she thought she was too drunk, she wasn't, and was going to die and got people to call an ambulance for her. We sat at a table drinking beers and rolling joints, Canada, and these paramedics and cops showed up and it was basically just an eye-roll fest for everyone involved. Haha, there was a girl in my town known to some as 911 Nikki, for a similar reason. Someone took a shit in the sink at a house party of mine once. That was a buzz killer for sure. Party pooper. When someone turns off the music and starts playing an acoustic guitar. Hey now, I've been playing guitar for decades and all I can say is, you're absolutely right. I never play at a party unless I am specifically asked to, and all present are in on it. It's just goofy posturing otherwise. Also, pro tip. If you do end up being that guy playing at a party, you better make damn sure you pick the right song to play. For reference, the right song is I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. This actually awakened a long-lost memory in my mind. Many years ago I was at a small party consisting of mostly coworkers. Music was low and there was a ton of friendly chatter. Very nice vibe. Then one of the guests decided he was going to bring in his portable amp and electric guitar to lay down some sweet riffs. Many people tried to politely dissuade him, but there was no stopping him. After about 5 minutes of speed metal solo, the place quickly started to clear out. That single event was the talk of the office on the next workday. As I think of it right now, I can't stop laughing. We used to have a few parties a year, and one time close friends of my ex-GF said they'd be late and showed up about 2 hours into it. They had befriended some people in a bar, who brought all their DJ stuff. I never asked for a DJ. We go along with it, and the problem was, most of my crowd was into classic rock, and these guys were in their early 20s bringing a completely different sound. What happened was, most of the party moved outside, with the DJ and his friends in the living room. Nobody really said anything about it, but I was outside and someone went in and left the sliding glass door open. Another guy closed it, which slightly deadened the sound. Someone said, "Thank God." Then there was some laughter and we basically agreed the late arrivals had committed a party foul. When someone gets too drunk and starts arguing. When I was 17 I passed out for 4 hours, then woke up and started arguing that natural evolution no longer applies to humans because we keep solving problems that would have led to people dying before passing on their genes. Thus only selective evolution still applied. I regret that night immensely. But, fortunately, by the time I woke up the party was basically dead anyway, so I didn't kill much of the vibe. Back in college we had a banger of a party and it was dying down, but security had been called by that point. By the time they showed up, a coworker and I were drunkenly, but quietly, debating the merits of various philosophical ideas, and security was very confused as to why they were called. Lol, we had a Super Bowl party like that at an old apartment of mine. Threw an absolute banger and everyone hung out until about midnight. At 12:34 cops show up just to find 3 of us sitting there talking about space or some shit. Kobe's last game we had too many people over my apartment. Admittedly, we were in college. Cops must have got called during the game. At like 2 a.m. the cops knocked. And it was just me, my roommate, and his drunk buddy passed out on the couch. We just pretended to be asleep and called it. I was at a staff party with an open bar, and it reached the time when the first clusters of guests were leaving. When they went to get their coats from the closet, they discovered a young new team member who we thought had left hours ago. He had stripped off all his clothes, made a nest of jackets, soiled everything, and passed out. Killed the vibe for sure. Bless his heart. Did he ever show up for work again? Op replied somewhere else. And GT. He peed and had diarrhea, unfortunately. He did show up to work on Monday, but he only lasted a week or 2 before he left the organization. Yikes. Maybe watch the 18-year-olds when you have an open bar. How the fuck are you not instantly fired that second after pissing and shitting on an entire room of strangers' coats? What the fuck? Bro, I would fire myself, no joke. Tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy. Who wants to be P-boy the rest of your work life? An overdose. I witnessed this. Host and 2 friends went to a room to do a little booger sugar, but it must have been laced with fentanyl or something. They were found unresponsive, party over, paramedics, cops, etc. Narcan definitely saved them and they made a full recovery, but damn. What a horrible night. I will forever be surprised by what euphemisms people can come up with for cocaine. Edit. They're all amazing, please keep them coming. Booger sugar, nose candy and nose beers are my personal favorites. Colombian marching powder. We got a bucket of nose clams, fresh from the sea. Sweet, delicious nose clams that are looking for a home, if ya follow me. I just like the way keys smell, is one I heard a couple years ago I thought was awesome. My favorite is Sniffle Snacks. That one sad drunk who is loud as hell. Using the party for MLM sales opportunities. I was invited to a dinner party and only found out when I got there that it was a pitch for Amway. When I arrived, I was told there would be a short presentation prior to dinner. I said, no, thank you, and left. Moved back to my small town. First person to contact me outside of the small friend group that knew was trying to get me to come by for an Amway meeting. Thanks for making my homecoming suck. Leslie. You're a horrible cheerleader. That's the worst. They swoop in and act like they're genuinely happy to see you, then hit you with the sales pitch. MLMs are a plague.